Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Roundabout Theater Company continues their season with the new Irving Berlin musical, Holiday Inn, and we're here on opening night to celebrate with the company. Welcome home to Broadway. How does it feel?
It feels wonderful to be back. So good to be back, and as always, the Broadway community is so welcoming and wonderful to be around, and every time I come back, it just reminds me how much I love New York, how much I love being on the stage. And this show really is just a positive, fun show to do. For me, I play somewhat of the antagonist, and I've never had to do that yet 8 times a week. And I've played an antagonist in films before, and you go, you do your thing, you leave it. But to do something 8 times a week and go through a journey is always interesting. And it's just been trying to find where the fulfillment is. Where is that place where I can always kind of leave going, yes, there it is. And I've found in this show, it's really just the reaction of the audience. I mean, you have everybody leaves so happy and with a big smile on their face, and you have an older generation who grew up with the film, they know all of the songs and they sing every word, and you have a piece of classic American theater that is brought into a contemporary light, and it's not boring. So many classic musical theater pieces a lot of times can just leave you kind of going, okay, what's going on? And nobody ever leaves feeling that way, and I've really found fulfillment in that.
The overture is incredible to this show from the second the lights go out.
Yes, our orchestrations are phenomenal, and the choreography is amazing. It really is. It's a fun piece to do, man, and it's very magical. It's Irving Berlin though, and he was magic. So.
Okay, tap dancing. I had no idea you were like a master at this.
Thank you. I don't know about master, but
I know you're a master.
Thank you. It's been really great to finally just sort of put on those tap shoes on a Broadway stage. I grew up tapping. I started when I was 2. I went to Debbie Allen's Dance Academy, and I actually studied with Jason Samuel Smith. And I grew up more of a hoofer, and it's been great to find a different style in trying to capture some of that Fred Astaire magic. And he was so just ease. He's just the epitome of ease and lightness, and he makes everything look so easy. And in the same way how the show is that classicness, but yet it's still modern. I think Dennis Jones wanted to kind of find that same style in the dance on my feet, and it was a fun process to do, and being able to do that number every night, that's my favorite number to do. It's my favorite part of the show. It's for me.
We call it the firecracker number, right?
It's firecrackers. Yeah, it's called firecrackers.
How does it feel to stop the show 8 times a week with the firecracker number?
Oh, thank you. I very much appreciate it. I don't know if I can even. By the time I get to the end of the number, I'm so winded that the audience is clapping. I'm just trying to catch my breath. So I'm loving it. I'm taking it all in, but most of the time I'm just trying to bring myself to a place. I'm like, I have a scene right up next. Here we go. Just breathe.
Please keep clapping. I've got to catch my breath.
Yes.
And working with this cast and singing these beautiful songs.
The cast is amazing. Cast is so talented, and to be able to work with a cast of first of all veterans. I mean, who've all been around the block and know their way around a Broadway stage, and also just very intelligent and very thoughtful in finding this story and telling it. All of them, really, I love all of them. Being able to do these dance numbers with Megan Sikora, in that entire Act 1, I mean, she's my my confidant, my partner, and all that. And Bryce is just such a charming and intelligent and giving human being. Laura Lee, Megan Lawrence. I mean, Lee Wilkoff. Seriously, every single one, and even down to little Morgan Gow, who is also just so sweet and kind-hearted and very mature for his age. It's a little 40-year-old man there, and everybody's wonderful.
You're known for High School Musical, and there's many people who are probably going to come to see this show because you were in that, and this will be their first show that will sort of change their life forever. How does that make you feel?
We've already had a lot of younger generation, young kids who've come to the show and have told me that this is their first Broadway show, and it's something that I never asked for, and it's one of those things that it's there and that it's a part of me. I'm always grateful for it, and it's always very lovely. It really is.
So opening night, how do you feel besides like a princess?
I feel fantastic. I'm so grateful to be a part of this beautiful musical, and it's been a process. We've kind of torn this thing apart and like dissected it, and we're really happy with what we've ended up with, and we're really, really grateful to put it out to the world at this point.
But isn't that great though? It's like starting from scratch, and these roles are sort of created with you and on you at the same time?
Oh yeah, we're spoiled. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. I mean, I can't say anything other than that.
Working with Dennis Jones and Gordon on this, I mean, what has that whole process been like collaborating with them on this?
Dennis is so fun because he's just like, what do you feel? What are you thinking? And I, of course, like as a dancer, want to please him, but he's so willing for me to just like play and figure things out. And Corbin and I would just be all over each other and being ridiculous. And Dennis would say, oh, I like that. I don't like that. And we'd sort of figure it out, put it together,
What's it like working with Corbin Bleu?
Oh, he's the best. He's just the best. He's so sweet, so professional. I throw myself at him 8 times a week, I mean,
you do?
I literally throw myself at him 8 times a week, so I trust him.
He's such an incredible dancer.
He's such a beautiful dancer, but more importantly, he's a beautiful person. With everything that he's been through in his life, he could be a total douchebag, and he is not. He is so grounded, and he's so lovely, and a gentleman, and a real, real person.
And working with this fun cast.
Oh my God, it's so good. We're all having a blast with each other. Just silly, silly fun. That one, Megan Lawrence, can't stand her. Can't stand her. We don't get along at all. Poop.
Probably like roomies back there, I bet, right? Running through each other's dressing rooms? Or?
We are. We're right next to each other, and we're sort of addicted to each other. Yeah.
The biggest pinch me moment for you during Holiday Inn has been what for you during this process?
Oh gosh, the biggest pinch me moment. I mean, this is silly, but I have to say, I just sort of realized I'm back on Broadway. It's been a minute. The last time I performed on Broadway was How to Succeed, the last revival. I was the standby at the Nance, but I never went on. 6 months and I never went on, because those girls were workhorses, and that's awesome. But so it's been 5.5 years since I've actually performed on Broadway, and that was I had a pinch me moment of, oh, I'm so grateful to be back here.
It is opening night, my friend. How do you feel?
I feel elated, I feel optimistic, and I feel full of joy because I've just sat through Holiday Inn. And it's a show we've been working on for the last 3.5 years. And from day one, it has been a pleasure trip, I have to say. Working with the people at Universal, the people at Roundabout, the people that nurtured it at the Muni and Goodspeed. It's been nothing but family. And I think generosity of spirit and sort of a beautiful kind of positivity that surrounds the show. And it's interesting because the show itself is about the kind of differences between the pursuit of happiness and the actual ability to stop and be grateful for what there is in your life. And it's a show that invites everyone in the company to do that. So it was kind of a daily routine with us, and I feel like in the best of all possible worlds, that conveys to the audience. And it certainly was an honor and a pleasure to be a part of.
What have you enjoyed the most about your collaboration on this show?
Corbin Bleu. I'd have to say that's the first thing that comes to mind, because he's just like the most joyful, curious, energetic, delightful guy, and to sort of discover this tap vocabulary with him and this choreography. I mean, I feel like that's at the top of my list. I can't say enough about him. He's a wonderful human being, and I think just delivers in a crazy way in the show. So I feel blessed to have him in my life.
A showstopper with his tap dancing number.
It's so impressive, isn't it? He tapped as a kid and had not tapped for a while, but I mean, he's a young man, but it hadn't been that long. But there had been a sort of a downtime in his dancing career for tap, and he came in and he auditioned for the show, and he had his tap shoes on, and I knew right away that those sounds were so strong and muscular, and he was like, "Oh, it's been a minute, but I would be really excited about doing something like this," and it's just been a joy.
Tap dancers say it never leaves the feet.
It never leaves.
It comes back. You may have to work through it, but it comes right back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That never goes away.
So when the cast took their bow tonight, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking? How proud I am of them. How blessed I feel to have all of them on that stage. I'm thrilled. I got a little teary, and I'm not like the most emotionally available human being, but I felt a little overwhelmed.
What's it been like living in the world of Irving Berlin and Holiday Inn?
Oh, amazing. I mean, it's so much fun every night, you know, and everybody feels happy after the show, and it's a good show to, like, you know, get in the songs every time when I hear Blue Skies over the intercom. I don't enter for about 25 minutes. I hear Bryce singing Blue Skies, like, with his weird voice that is not human, and I think, like, God, these songs are, like, amazing. Every one of his songs, it's like they're gold. They're gifts to us. We can't go wrong the minute one starts, you know?
And there's your showstopper, a little number called Shaking the Blues Away. How does it feel to stop the show 8 times a week?
I don't know. I thank goodness for the youth around me. I want to thank the children. You know, I notice I'm not jumping a rope and tap dancing. I just come out of a box. But it's been a gift. That number's a gift, and it is. And it is such a fun number to do, and it's fun every time we do it. Every time we do it.
It is opening night. How do you feel?
So excited, so fun. I mean, I watched it from the back at the bar the entire time. So you gave away all my tickets to friends and family and had just a wonderful time watching it. You know, we froze the show a week ago and we've just been watching it sink in, and it was just so lovely to see it work so well tonight.
What's it been like creating this show with that beautiful Irving Berlin score with Gordon and Dennis?
Yeah. I mean, it's been creating something that existed. It was a movie, and there were 12 songs, and now there are 23 songs. Don't quote me on that. There's a lot more songs than there were in the movie, and a bigger story. And really, the first thing I thought when I watched the movie was, this is awesome. It's going to be a Broadway show, and I have to make the women real people. And so that was the biggest thing for me was to make the women real characters and to make the story a more relevant modern thing, and to bring it. I didn't want to just do like a stuffy old 40s thing, and love 40s and love, you know, 40s music, 40s dancing, the period. And the challenge was, how do we make people think that is awesome and amazing and relevant and modern? And so, I don't know, hopefully we did that.
How do you feel tonight?
I just feel like this ball of just so many emotions. I can't even tell you. I'm so excited to go to the party because I'm so excited to drink. I will just be honest. And then I have so many emotions because, so earlier today I was speaking to my best friend who lives in San Francisco, and she couldn't be here tonight, but she said, you know, like, how are you feeling? Like, are you waking up every day? Like, you know, I've done other Broadway shows, but this is my first leading lady show. And she said, you know, are you waking up every day being like, oh my gosh, I'm a leading lady on Broadway? And, you know, I said to her, I was like, no, I'm not. Why I'm not feeling that way is I've been doing this since I was a little girl. I've been working so hard at it. So it's more one of those things, like, I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Like, it's not like I just woke up one day and this is what happened. Like, I worked really hard for it. But oh my God, curtain call. I lost it. I mean, I full on lost it. And I was like, joke's on me. I mean, I was ugly crying during and then it came out. I was like, I haven't been doing this since I was a little girl. I am a leading lady on Broadway, and it's like it's so special. It's really special. So
Audiences have fallen in love with the show from the very second you hear the first downbeat of that gorgeous overture. Everyone is like ensconced in the world of Holiday Inn.
I know.
Irving Berlin.
I know. It's amazing. Like it's the overture is so incredible, and that's our amazing orchestrator Larry Blank did this. It feels like it's like a 5-minute overture, but it's actually, I think it's almost just 2 minutes, which is crazy. And the thing that I love about the Roundabout is that on either side is that they're on either side of the audience, not under. So you just get this sound, and it's I don't know, it's incredible. And to sing his music is, I was saying this earlier to someone, that it's kind of like, it's like Shakespeare, that it's you don't have to work that hard at it. Like, of course you have to work hard in deciphering how you're going to analyze it, but once you are inside of it, you kind of just have to sing it, and it's there. Because it's so beautiful. You don't have to work hard at it. And there's something else too that don't get me wrong, I love contemporary composers, but there is something kind of nice about, none of us, Bryce and I either, we're never going to like the upper echelons of our range. It all just feels right in your voice. And there's something that I kind of miss about that. Like, I think we're in this American Idol world, where we're just like, people are screaming all the time. Not screaming, I hate to use that word, but where it's almost like you can't have a life outside of the theater. But it's made for the human voice.
Berlin wrote for the human voice. It is opening night. How do you feel?
I feel joyous. I feel overwhelmed. And I feel thankful. Plenty to be thankful for.
We spoke very early in the rehearsal process, and you were all so happy then. The audiences love this show from that first downbeat before the overture begins. What's it been like living in the world of Irving Berlin and Holiday Inn?
It's been an honor. I mean, Irving Berlin hasn't been heard on Broadway in a while, so we feel like we're the special group that gets to bring his specific voice back to Broadway. And, we kind of get behind him every night. And that orchestra, as soon as that orchestra starts, we're kind of off to the races. So it's very special, and I feel very lucky to be standing here talking to you about it, and to sing some of these songs. I mean, I get to sing White Christmas on Broadway, a song that one of my favorite singers ever, Bing Crosby, sang, and I'm gonna get to sing it in December in New York. Like, how great is that? I'm very lucky.
I mean, when you pull that trunk song out and you start to do that at the piano, the audience just like there's this beautiful, like, welcoming gasp, which you must hear.
Yeah, it's nice to hear them realize what we're about to embark on together, and also, I think everybody wants to hear it, but I feel, I don't know, they help me not be nervous about it because they already love it, so they give me the confidence to sing it every night, because it's intimidating a little bit to go out there and have to sing that iconic song, but to hear the audience sort of be excited about it really puts me at ease.
And working with this cast.
Yeah, I know. Corbin Bleu. Who knew he could tap like that?
I didn't know.
Are you kidding me? I mean, somewhere Fred Astaire is just like saying thank you. He's an example of the type of person who works really hard, who stays humble throughout the entire process, and just kind of fits into the ensemble. It's a real ensemble show. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud to lead this company and to bring this story to the stage.
What's been the biggest pinch me moment for you with working on this show?
The Berlins sent me an opening night gift tonight, and it was a front cover of Blue Skies, a sort of vintage first edition Blue Skies cover, Blue Skies, Irving Berlin. And that was a moment I said, okay, I'm a lucky man.
You got the approval.
I got the approval, but also the just this sort of acknowledgement and the sort of passing of the torch from one generation to the next. And so, as I said, I feel very honored about that.
That's wonderful. When you took your bow tonight back on Broadway in this beautiful show, do you remember what you were thinking?
I was thinking that we've all done this together, and it's funny, you know. I think when you start off as an actor, you learn to look out for yourself first. And at this point in my career, not that it's been that long, but I'm starting to learn that it's really about all the people in the room. And I was thinking about our company and about how much work they put in to bring this show to where it is. And so, you know, I kind of turned around and gave homage to everybody because I kind of felt like we all deserved that final bow.